What is up, guys? It's the Cheezy and Mocha podcast, recording right after the Madden 21 MSPA reveal. Reveal of what teams users are going to be on, the new commissioners, new reps, new trade committee. It was pretty lit. We're going to break down everyone's moving, and go from there.
What a night. What a reveal. Some shockers there. I can't wait. Let's get into it.
All right. Do you want to talk about the the reps and everything, or just go into the moving teams?
I guess we can just kind of quickly congratulate the rep team, and the trade committee team for who made it.
All right. Well, for legacy reps, you gotta thank Mufasa. I forgot.
It's Mufasa. It's Bobby Blazin.
Bobby, yeah.
Pollux. Mo mentioned he was in MSPA before, left, and came back. So that's a good to see him back on the team.
And then myself.
And who's the fourth guy?
Me.
Yeah. You sure? Who's that? Who's Mocha? I'm playing.
I am. I don't remember Pollux.
Yeah,
Pollux. But he. I was in. I think I was his rep this year though. I think. Oh wait, never mind. No. He came to me at one point, I think, and was trying to and was asking me things, and I think I ended up not being his rep when he thought I was, and I was helping him with things.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's pretty good with the rules and everything. He likes to be sure about stuff. He's a pretty good user. I like him. And then the commissioners. You gotta thank Daquan Kush becoming a commish.
Yeah, Daquan is gonna replace Bobby as the former commissioner. And thank you to Bobby for everything he did for us. He opened up Pandora. He was the main commissioner of Pandora, I believe, and it's sad to see him go, but he's still in the league. It's not like we're just completely saying, he's not just exiting, but he was a great commissioner. So I hope everything's going well for him. And Kush is a great addition to the commissioner team, in my opinion. I thought it made the most sense. Obviously, he's the most popular user with his YouTube channel in the league. So I think him being on the commish team him having the YouTube channel kind of pulled him to become a commissioner. So I thought that made sense. I thought that was a good ad. And Kush will do a great job. He's going to have his plate full running Madden and 2K, however. So I wonder how he's going to handle that.
Yeah, I was about to say with his all his, if he's serious about his content, being a commish is really beneficial, just so he has a hand in everything. For the betterment of MSPA. He's also one of the most active users anyways, so
yeah,
it will be interesting seeing him handle MSPA commish and 2K commish, but I think he can handle it. And then
trade committee.
Who's on trade committee? Mitch, Superstar, Mike, Cool Breeze,
Grady, and Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, all solid users that have a pretty good background in MSPA.
But now, for the excitement or at least the most exciting part
Yup.
of this episode, the team reveals, and boy, did we have some interesting changes. Where do you want to start? What division?
Just I say let's start in the AFC North. One of the bigger changes.
Okay. Yeah.
You got Trey taking over Baltimore. He's taking over for Warhog. Leaving behind Green Bay. Him switching from the NFC to the AFC is huge. Him and Lampard kind of ran things in their respective conferences, and now they're in the same conference. And he's joining a division with 2 strong users, just like he had in the NFC North. So it'll be interesting for sure.
I thought this was definitely probably one of the most surprising changes. Everybody knows how good Trey is. I think people can agree when we say the best player in the league. It is going to be scary to see this man take over the Baltimore Ravens behind Lamar Jackson and all these other good players. Like, it's crazy to me that Trey moves over to the AFC. It's huge. That AFC North is going to be one tough division for sure. Obviously, Grady and Mufasa are staying in their respective teams, and Pittsburgh got a new user. Who took over for Pittsburgh? Was it
this guy named, let's just go with Salvis. I think
Salvis?
He has a 3 in the middle of SA and VUS. I'm not sure how he wants anyone to say this. He's a new we don't really know what to expect from him. Could potentially, he's a user primed for the new user of the year award for next Madden. if he can compete in that division, he'll definitely be one of the top candidates for that.
I mean, he's definitely going to have his hands full going up against Trey, Mufasa, and Grady. I think it really helps that the NFL has added a playoff spot for each conference. And that definitely goes in the favor of Trey, Mufasa, and Grady, because I'm sure they're going to be battling for the division consistently every year. And adding that extra wild card spot kind of just takes a little pressure off as far as making it to the playoffs. So that division is, in my opinion, probably the toughest division in Legacy next year. I'm just going to say that off bat.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. That is 3 top flight users in the same division, just like the NFC North was last year. So that's gonna be one of the primetime divisions for sure. Let's move on. The AFC East. We got.
This was an interesting one.
Yeah, we got everyone new. Oh no, never mind. Miami's staying the same.
Yep.
But we got Kane moving from the Jets to the Patriots, staying in the same division. And Ranchi is a fairly new user, right? Where is he?
He's a friend of Cush's, and he was originally with Jacksonville, but it was in Pandora that he was with Jacksonville.
Jacksonville.
I don't think he's been in Legacy yet.
Yeah. I don't recognize his name from Legacy. I think that'll be interesting. This is probably one of the divisions we know the least about. Everyone knows Bobby. He'll be taking over the Jets in Kane's place. And then you got Drew, Drew locked and loaded on the Dolphins still. This has been a perennial dumpster division. So we'll see if all these changes help them get rid of that title.
I think adding Bobby to that division really helps. I think Bobby's a really good player. Obviously, he doesn't necessarily have the history to back that up, but if you're playing Bobby, I mean, he's just a really good user, honestly. Like, just a genuinely good Madden player. I think Kane is consistently good every year. And Raunchy, from what Kush has said, he hasn't played Madden as much recently, but he's getting back into it. Raunchy could potentially become, a good competitor there. And Drew, lock and loaded, I don't know much about him, but that division hopefully will be better than what they were in Madden 20. So I think, even though it's not crazy, I think this division took a step in the right direction.
Agreed. I believe it'll be a more competitive division. But we're gonna move on to AFC South now. So we got Texans staying the same. You got Yul Brynner, Chris on the Texans. You got Colton staying with the Titans. But this is one of the biggest moves in MSPA as well. Daquan Kush taking over the Colts.
This was absolutely huge. Of course, he ended Madden 20 with a Super Bowl with the Giants, a fitting ending for him and his YouTube channel. And I think taking over the Colts for Kush is a great move. It's a brand new team, brand new conference, adding even more competition to what has seemed like an already stacked AFC. And we haven't even gotten to the AFC West yet, but Kush in that division it's just a very interesting move. And his friend Yabort, he took over the Jaguars, and Yabort's pretty good too. I know he's made the playoffs, I think once or twice with the Patriots in Legacy and Madden 20. So he's no pushover either. So I think this is going to be a pretty good division. Kush is going to bring a lot to the table for the AFC. So again, the AFC South is taking a step in the right direction this year.
Yeah, the additions of Kush and Trey makes it so the AFC has all 6 Super Bowl winners in Legacy from Madden 20. That's pretty scary. But
Insane.
The competition in that conference will be really great to watch. Primetime television. Super strong users everywhere. Hope you're,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Playoffs are going to be prime time.
I think the AFC South will be really fun to watch too, because Colton's no slouch. He had a pretty down year this Madden. Mostly, I think, from disinterest. Maybe I'm pretty sure he was like moving and doing a lot of other stuff in the middle of a few seasons, but he's normally a really solid user, and like he's normally like a perennial like 11-5, 10-6 user. So he'll definitely give Kush a run for his money.
Absolutely, I agree. Moving on to the AFC West, I wanted to dive into this division a little more. Not a little more, but a little bit, because it's basically the same division. Cool Breeze is sticking with the Chiefs. Lampard's sticking with the Raiders. Chef is keeping his Broncos. The Chargers, however, did add Abu Dhabi. Now, this division's interesting to me. I think Cool Breeze, I don't like I said, I haven't played him. I don't know as much about him as you do, Mocha, but I think he's going to be very good this year. I think he's going to really bring some competition to this division. I think Chef, we all know Chef, what he can do. He's made a couple Super Bowls, won one. We all know who Lampard is. We know Lampard can tear things up. This is a really good division.
Yeah, this division is, I mean, it was tough last Madden with not really many changing parts other than the Chargers. It'll remain tough. I'm not super familiar with Abu Dhabi. Do you know what he's been known for? Was he in Pandora?
He was in I think he's in Pandora right now as the Giants, I think. Let me double check that. I don't want to be incorrect. Yeah, he's the Giants in Pandora, and he's the Steelers in Legacy.
Oh, he's the Steelers in Legacy, right?
He was, I mean. So, he's a good user. He's kind of new, I believe, so we don't know too much about him, but he's pretty good. Like, he has some talent, and I think playing in this division will make him an even better user, because he's going to have to be, he's guaranteed to really have to be locked in 6 games a year. So this is a very interesting division.
Yeah. 3 established super good players, and then potentially Abu Dhabi, another candidate for new player of the year. If he can come in and take some dubs versus Chef, Lampard, and Cool Breeze, definitely get him some props towards that award. How do you think about the AFC as a whole?
AFC is looking much stronger than the NFC did last year. I mean, it's just plain and simple. Lampard, Trey, and Kush are leading the pack. You have Grady and Mufasa in there. You have Cool Breeze. You have Chef. You have Yabort. I mean, the list goes on. It's a crazy, crazy conference. Whoever makes it out of that conference, I think, just alone would have to feel pretty special for that season. Because it's just insane. I mean, I couldn't imagine competing in such a high talented conference like that. The AFC is going to be prime time this year. It's going to be fun to watch. I think we're all going to be very excited for Legacy to kick off. I have not much more to say. It's going to be a super hard conference.
Yeah, I definitely think the power shifted to the AFC. NFC was definitely probably the better division overall. This Madden 20, but I feel like it's kind of undebatable now that the AFC is better for next Madden. This Madden, like, AFC guys would still debate it. This one, I don't even think NFC guys would debate the AFC is the stronger conference right now. It's, yeah, like you said, primetime television every time top AFC user goes against a top AFC user, which is every game.
And what I like about it is I'm hoping that there will be different Super Bowl teams each time coming out of the AFC. Like, I hope one year it's Baltimore and the next it's, I don't know, Lampard, or like they'll just, like, every season it'll be a different team. I think it'll be good for MSPA if we start seeing a variety in the Super Bowl, instead of watching Trey play Lampard or you know, just the same thing over and over again. I think this was a very healthy transition for the league.
Yeah, on that point, I mean, I mean, to be fair, having 4 Super Bowl different, like, unique Super Bowl winners in one Madden's actually pretty good. Like,
It's true. Yeah.
there's been Maddens where Trey literally just wins every Super Bowl, but like 4 different ones this Madden is pretty good. But I see what you mean. I mean, there was what was it? Was it 4 straight Lampard? Lampard
made I think he made 3 straight, and then but like the other ones.
So it was 3 straight Trey Lampard Super Bowls.
There was 6 different Super Bowl appearances. If that makes sense. Like there were 6 different teams that appeared in the Super Bowl, but there was 4 different winners. We were consistently seeing the same matchups, but the results were different. So I think that's what people were trying to limit, was different matchups. So I think having all these teams in one conference will not only will people be competing for that spot in the Super Bowl, but it'll bring a variety. We'll be seeing different NFC teams make the Super Bowl. Hopefully we'll be seeing different AFC teams make the Super Bowl. So yeah.
Yeah, totally agree. In the same vein that AFC has a lot of top talent and they'll beat each other out for the Super Bowl, the NFC maybe lacking as much talent now. It's another more of an even playing field. It won't be Trey every single year. But yeah, now the NFC has a chance to have some unique people. Let's go over who's changing around in the NFC. We can start with let's start with the East.
Oh boy.
We got Brian staying on the Cowboys and Brad staying on the Eagles. Those two expected, huge fans of their respective teams. But then we got some pretty big names. Well, okay, I wouldn't say that.
Oh, okay.
No. We got Cheezy going to the Giants, taking over for Kush. How you feel about that?
I feel good. I thought I'd get shit for doing it just because I'm subscribed to Kush. I thought people would kind of give me shit for it, but I guess not. I like this Giants team. I really think I can do something with them. I think I can hopefully appear in a Super Bowl. It's going to be a tough division. Brian and Bradley are no joke, and we didn't announce it yet, but Kaz took over the Washington Redskins, and I'm not sure who Kaz is, but a new user, it's a new face, so the sky's the limit for him. I think this division is going to be the toughest division in the NFC by far. I think the competition coming out of it is unmatched. It was last year with Kush in it, and I mean, I don't know. It's just, I don't want to talk too much about myself or the division. I'm just excited to play these guys twice a year. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's probably probably the toughest division. Just you got yourself taking over the Giants, which maybe not at this point, at least not an even power shift. But you're right. I mean, maybe Kush was above the power level of like Brian and Brad, so you might be like at their power level, and that's even better competition. Yeah, like you said, Kaz, we don't really know much about him. And once again, it looks like all these new people who are taking over spots in divisions where there's already well-established, really good users, and they have a chance to make splashes, knocking them off.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun division. Absolutely.
Yeah, fun one to watch for sure. Then let's go NFC South. We got Blazing Kane, who was formerly on the Redskins, or the Washington football team, rather. He's going to the Falcons. We got Pollux, who was on the, I think just in Pandora. But now he's
Tampa in Pandora.
He was Tampa in Pandora, so now he's Tampa in Legacy. We got Elliot, who I think was he, he's been Saints for like a season and a half, right? Or I guess he finished out as Saints.
I think so. It was Loso before Elliot, I think.
Yeah.
And
I think Elliot came in for like the last season.
Yeah, Elliot was always the Saints, so that's not new. And then Will's getting his Panthers back. I gave up the Panthers. Will's a huge Carolina fan, so
right.
He's getting McCaffrey. I think Kane, for now, I'm going to predict that Kane owns this division. We don't really know the potential out of this division. I don't know much about Pollux nor Elliott. I played Will once, so for now, I'm just gonna predict that Kane kind of leads this division. And I think the Falcons are a really good team for Kane. He's gonna have Calvin Ridley and he's gonna have Julio Jones. On his wide receiver core, obviously the Falcons added Todd Gurley over the offseason. So he's got a nice little offense to kind of spread the ball with there, go deep. I know Kane loves those deep shots. So, yeah, that's what I have to say about the NFC South.
I agree with you. I think Kane will run this division at least at first. He's got his like offense already set up for him. As soon as he gets there, he's got Matt Ryan, can throw it deep. He's rated top 5. He's like the 5th rated quarterback, I think, in Madden. Then he's got Julio Jones, Calvin Ridley, Todd Gurley. Like he's set up for success there. Same. I don't really know much about Pollux right now. I know Will always plays me tough, but he doesn't really have. His best seasons are normally around 500. And then Elliot, he's interesting. Like you don't know much about him because you haven't been around. But last Madden, he was one of the top users. Kind of like Cool Breeze, except Cool Breeze still had some good seasons this Madden. But Elliot wasn't in the league this year. I think because, or at least I think he was here maybe the first season and got kicked. Or left. I can't remember. But he was one of the top users, and he was one of the top trash talkers too. But he hasn't said much lately, so I'm not sure what to expect from him. Maybe he's kinda just, less interested in Madden, trying to just keep his head down and play. Maybe he'll return to his former trash talk self.
It's interesting. I mean, we'll see. I think that division, we don't know enough about that division, so I like where the NFC South is going. I think that was also a healthy transition from Madden 20 to Madden 21 for that division. So
for sure. Well, we got moving on NFC North. We got Solly staying on his Lions. We got Moni staying on her Vikings, and Nick staying on his Bears. Well, we got a new Packers user, of course, Trey going to the Ravens. We got Pack Daddy. He was the Packers in Pandora, I believe, right? Or no.
He was the Chargers in Pandora.
Yeah. He's a different team in Pandora. Yeah.
Pack Daddy's first game in MSPA was against myself. And he played me pretty tight. I only beat him by a couple touchdowns. I don't know much around that game that we played, but I think Pac Daddy will. I think this is a good division for Pac Daddy to join in. I think Nick runs this division personally, but I think it'll be a tight race with Sully on his tail. And I know Nick and Sully are saying that they wish Trade stayed in their division because it makes them a better player. But I know for a fact that internally they are super happy that Trade's leaving that division, because I am sure they are tired of constantly having to put up 14-2, 15-1, 16-0 records,
Right.
just to win the division. I mean, that's got to be super tiring. I think, yeah. So this NFC North, it hasn't slowed down too much. But Pac Daddy's an interesting ad, so I like it.
Yeah, I agree. It's right now 2-horse race. We'll see. Maybe this is the Madden. Moni gets it together. Comes out of the woodworks. Who knows? Pac Daddy gets together. Madden to Madden, it seems like there's always a couple users that fall off and a couple users that become way better. And it just depends on what changes they make in Madden between the gameplay, what teams you have, interest levels. But you never know. Like Moni or Pac Daddy could go from being, a bottom third user to a top 10 user. But right now, definitely Nick solely run that division. And then,
and our last but not least,
NFC West, aka Mocha's division.
So we got Mocha as the Seahawks, Mo as the Cardinals. The big add to that division was Alex taking over the Rams, who was formerly the Jacksonville Jaguars, in Madden 20. And then we have Mitch. I believe Mitch was already the 49ers, if I'm not mistaken. So I like it. Good division there. I think this is the best division in the NFL as far as all the other divisions. I think all four of these teams are kind of ready to compete out of the gate. So I don't know. You think you're gonna win this division, Mocha?
Hey, I don't see anyone stand in my way. I think this is my year. Put in some work. Put in some practice mode. Get it done. I don't want to see Mo do anything. Locking him down. He ain't moving past 500. Alex.
The little Mocha Mo rivalry.
Yeah. Alex, shut down. We're not messing with all those crossing routes, deep passes. Mitch, dude's got a fucking stud of a team, but I gotta put him down. Hate the 49ers.
Damn.
They're going down. But it's an interesting conversation for second place.
I'm sure you're fortunate that Magic is no longer in that division.
I was about to say I'm in the same situation as you were talking about with Nick and Sully. I'm like, it just happened a season early for me. Like I liked playing Magic. I felt like I'd always learned how to try and beat him a little bit better. Every time I played him, I got a little bit closer to beating him. But definitely glad that he's not here anymore, because I don't think I would ever be able to get over the hump and actually beat him, to be honest. But
I think you can win this division personally. I think this was kind of an off year for you. I know you've won a Super Bowl. Not in Madden 20, but in a previous Madden. So you have that reputation, you have that ring. So there's a little less pressure on you as far as winning a Super Bowl, because you don't I mean, you've already done it, so you have that experience behind you. I think you can win this division. Plus, Seattle's looking really nice now with that addition of Jamal Adams. I know we talked about it last time, but he's going to be fun to use in Madden.
Yeah, all these teams are really stacked. I agree with you. It's probably the best set of teams in Madden. When the Rams are the worst team and they got a 99 overall, it's like, yikes. Like, these teams are stacked.
Instantly, these four teams can make the playoffs. I definitely agree. Obviously, the Cardinals with DeAndre Hopkins is a huge add. And the Rams should never be slept on. I think they just kind of had an off year last year. So I don't know. I think this is going to be an interesting division. I don't think it should be slept on.
Yeah, for sure. Okay. Here, do you think anyone from the NFC West will make it to a Super Bowl this coming Madden?
I don't know. I think if we're ranking like players, I think the two best in the NFC are probably Nick and Brad. I think we can agree on that.
Yeah.
Do you? Okay. It's interesting. I think this division or this conference has a lot of potential for some of the users that maybe didn't play as well last Madden to progress, and we might see some different teams in the playoffs, and that might throw somebody like Brad or Nick off. I think Solly's going to be in the playoffs a lot more. We're going to see him a lot more. I think we're going to see a lot more of Brian because he's not going to have to compete for Cush every single time. I think I can make the playoffs, which will be tough with Brad and Brian in my division. And we'll probably be seeing more of Kane. So I'm not sure. I think Mocha. I think you won't make a Super Bowl.
You think I won't?
I don't think you will.
I think it's tough. I think I run the West. I'm always gonna be in the playoffs, but getting through Nick, Sully, you, Brian, Brad, Kane, potentially Elliott, like that's still it's pretty tough. At least at first, I'm just looking to knock some games off.
I think what's cool about the NFC is it's unpredictable.
Right.
I think we're going to be seeing a lot more of different outcomes than what we were seeing last year. So to me, that's kind of cool, just personally. But we'll see. I don't know. This is going to be an interesting conference. It's obviously not the powerhouse it once was, but that doesn't mean there's no competition.
Okay, let's do a quick prediction before we leave. Who are your top? Who's your year one playoff? Who's in the playoffs year one? Let's just start with the NFC since we were just talking about it.
Start with the NFC. Okay. I think my division winners for year one, I will say Philadelphia takes the NFC East. I think Nick and the Chicago Bears take the NFC North. Kane taking the NFC South, and you will take the NFC West. I think those are my 4 division winners. And the 3, not 2, but 3 wild card teams next year. I've got Brian, I've got Sully, and I've got myself as the 3 wild card teams in the NFC.
I agree with all the division winners. I think I'm gonna throw a wild card out. I think Elliott. Actually, you know what? I think Elliott wins the division, and Kane is one of the.
Wow.
And Kane's one of the wild cards. Actually, wait. Actually, I'm thinking Kane misses it altogether. Elliott wins. Kane has a down first season. Brian, Cheezy, and Solly are the wild cards.
You think Kane's just not gonna make the playoffs?
I am making a bold prediction that Elliott bounces back and Kane has a down year.
Okay. I mean, hey, that's what predictions are for, right?
Plus mine would have been too similar to yours if I just said the same thing.
True. I think Nick beats Brad in the NFC Championship and goes to the Super Bowl first year. That's my ultimate prediction.
I think Elliott chokes. He has a great year. He's getting hype. He chokes in the wild card. I think you lose to Nick in the NFC Championship. I think you knock someone off you didn't that
really
people didn't
first
expect
year
you to
Giants,
knock up.
NFC Championship.
Yeah.
I mean, I would love for that to happen, but I'm not sure if I agree with you.
Hey man, I'm already making a bold prediction. I'll go with that one. That one I don't think is too bold either.
All right, well,
you got Saquon. Anything's possible.
Yeah, if he stays healthy, maybe.
All right. What about the AFC? What we got?
God. Okay. Division winners year one. I'm gonna say Trey wins the division. I think that's the safe answer here. Baltimore's ready to compete. I think Trey wins the division. I think Kush wins the AFC South. I think, you know what? I think Cool Breeze wins the AFC West. I think Kansas City comes out banging. I think he has. I think Cool Breeze has something to prove. Kind of a reminder to everybody that he is a great user in this league. I think he beats out Lampard for the division. That's my bold prediction. And I'm also going to say that Bobby pulls out the AFC East with the New York Jets. So those are my 4 division winners. My 3 wild card teams. Wow. This is going to be hard. I think Grady gets the first wild card spot, the Browns. I think I'm going to say Lampard gets the second one. And I think Mufasa barely beats out Chef for that final wild card spot. I think Chef and Mufasa will both finish around 10-6 or 11-5, and Mufasa just beats out Chef for that third and final wild card spot. So those are my playoff teams for Legacy in Madden 21 for the first season.
That's pretty solid. I'm thinking Trey. Obviously.
Yeah.
In the AFC East, I think Bobby got it. I think Bobby has it. His team's so bad. His team's so bad, but it's hard to bet on anyone else.
I think Bobby's going to be, if he plays out the offseason correctly, because the Jets have, they had some nice pieces to work with as far as draft picks and salary.
We're talking about first year.
I know, but I'm sorry. I don't even know why I brought up.
Yeah. I think he'll be able to build a team. I'm just not sure about year one because the team's so awful year one. I'll say Kane. I'll say Kane for New England. For the AFC East.
I can see that.
This might seem bold, but I'm also gonna say Colton wins the AFC South. The Titans win it. I think.
Really?
I think Kush needs to build his team the way he likes it to get it to win some games, and I think Colton will come out reinvigorated with Cush in his division, and he'll come out and play to his full potential and get in. And then for the AFC West, I'm saying Lampard. I see what you're going with the Cool Breeze. I do think he was disrespected, as they said in the live stream, that he was disrespected when he didn't get selected to the top 12 people. But
Right.
he also just had a kid, and I know there's been a lot of, hey, I'm having a kid things or messages throughout the league's history, and I think that might take up like enough of his brain space to put his full effort into the first season at least. I'm saying Lampard for that one. Fuck. And then the 3 wild cards. See, the wild cards are hard.
That's gonna be the fun part about this, and especially now since there's 3 instead of 2.
Yeah. I gotta say Grady. I do think Cush gets in there. Although that's if I'm saying he's gonna lose the division, that's tough to say anyone else is gonna win though. I think Mufasa's team might be bad enough that he doesn't have the best record, maybe only 9-7, 10-6.
I mean, you got Chef.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Chef. So Grandy, Chef, and then Cush gets in at 10-6, and Colton goes 11-5. That's how they make it in.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, God knows. My reasoning for, I know you mentioned the baby with Cool Breeze, and he does have a new baby. But I think just the motivation for him is there. He has a chip on his shoulder. He knows he was disrespected, and I think coming out and winning a division, especially in the AFC West, kind of just, puts the league on notice that, hey, I'm still there. I can still ball out. Respect me. And that's what I think Breeze is going to do. I think he just has way too much confidence and motivation to just really come out and blaze it for the Chiefs. And that's no disrespect to Lampard. I just simply think it's going to be a good season for Kansas City, especially since Kansas City is much more ready to compete,
right, than
the Raiders are. That's
what I was thinking about that too. But Lamp's just so good. Like didn't last Madden, I think Trey had the Jets first season and took them to the Super Bowl and won. So
also Trey.
Good. Yeah. But I mean, Lampard went to the Super Bowl and won twice too, so it's like, yeah.
And I'm not trying to sleep on Chef. I know Chef is great. I think Chef is a way too unmotivated right now to make the playoffs. I've talked to him in DMs before, and he just kind of seems out of it. And plus the Broncos, they're not necessarily, they had a great draft, but I still don't think they're going to be a playoff team even in the NFL. Yeah. So I'm just not sure how that's going to mix with this powerhouse of an AFC. Who do you think's going to the AFC Championship?
I say Trey. It gotta be a little bit boring. I think it's just Trey Lampard. I can't see either of them choking first year.
Okay. I kind of have an interesting one here. And I hope I hope he doesn't let me down with this, but I think it's going to be Trey and Grady. And here's why I say Grady. Grady, when I predicted it, I thought Grady was going to get the number 1 wild card spot. I said that.
Mm-hmm.
If he gets the number 1 wild card spot, as if another wild card team lower than him beats a divisional winner, I think they'll automatically play Trey because I assume Trey is going to be the first seed. I think Grady wins the wild card round, comes out and beats whoever he has to play in the second round, and will end up facing Trey in the AFC Championship. And I think Trey barely scrapes by against Grady to advance to the Super Bowl and beat Nick. That's my prediction.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. I can't see Grady beating Trey in the playoffs. I don't know. I feel like, dude, like Trey's so battle tested. Grady sometimes lets us. I mean, recently, lets us down in the playoffs. So.
I mean, once again, we're talking about that motivation. Grady even himself said that he had an off year. He said in the general chat that he disappointed everybody. So once again, it's that motivation and that confidence to that he's probably going to thrive on and say, hey, I'm still great and I can be great and I will be great. And plus, again, that Cleveland team's looking nice. I know I'm being optimistic because I'm a Browns fan, but especially for a Madden team, you know, you added an Austin Hooper, great tight end. You still have David Njoku. Kareem Hunt's not going to be suspended for the first half of the season. Nick Chubb's a monster. I mean, the only question on that offense, I would say right now, is Baker Mayfield. And this is Madden. It's not the NFL. So, I think that Browns team's looking really nice. And despite them probably not winning the division, I think the Browns are seeing an AFC Championship appearance in the first season.
I can definitely see that. And thinking about it more, Grady is definitely one of the players that can knock Trey out. He is very good at offense, and he can go fire for fire with Trey if he needs to. But
that's why I mentioned him scraping by against Grady in the championship game.
Yeah,
I think it'll be a close tight matchup.
45-42.
something, like 35-30, something like that. Yeah.
Like, geez, yeah.
Then I think Trey beats Nick for the Super Bowl. I don't see Trey losing with the Ravens. Honestly, it's ridiculous.
Dude, because his team's gonna be rated kind of ridiculously, and Lamar's a cheat code. Yeah, I don't see him losing either. Like, yeah.
Not the first one. And that's okay. That's okay. I'm sure we're expecting that, but once the teams are built, I think Trey will start having to see a little bit of trouble. I think Kush, if he builds the Colts correctly, Kush is going to be a great contender in the AFC. We mentioned Bobby. I think the Jets can be an absolute powerhouse if he plays.
If he drafts how he should.
Yeah. And I think Chef will start to be placed in that mix. I mean, this AFC is absolutely insane. I mean, it's going to be crazy to see what the outcomes are. I'm hoping Trey doesn't make the Super Bowl every single year again, or for a majority of the Super Bowls. I mean, we didn't even mention Mufasa. He has Joe Burrow now, and I'm excited to see how he develops Joe Burrow.
Right.
So
he doesn't seem excited to see how he's gonna.
Yeah, because of throw power.
He's like 86 throw power. God damn it! Man, I can't throw streaks to John Ross every single play.
Better than Andy Dalton.
Yeah. At least he's got a young guy to dev. But yeah, super excited to see how everything plays out in Madden 21. You got any last thoughts before I wrap this up?
No, I think I said everything I needed to say. It was a very exciting team reveal. I can't wait for the Pandora team reveal. So, yeah.
Yeah,
Good luck.
this was super fun, super exciting. Gets everyone's blood pumping for Madden 21. This is the fifth Cheezy and Mocha podcast. Signing out. Peace.
Deuces.